It's Heath here from PickinLessons.com. In this guitar lesson, we're going to take a look at an arrangement of Banks of the Ohio played in a Carter style. Now this guitar lesson is part of a series, the Beginner Crash Course for Flatpicking Guitar. This is the first lesson in the second level of the course. If you head on over to PickinLessons.com, you'll find the first 10 lessons in this course, which is focused at the beginner guitar. So we start off from scratch, how to hold the guitar, how to read tablature, and we're learning some chords and learning some basic melodies. So the first 10 lessons are there on the website. Now this lesson here for Banks of the Ohio, we're going to take it up a notch and we're looking at combining some melody and rhythm guitar in the Carter style of playing. So PickinLessons.com, you'll find the tab for this arrangement, but you also find the earlier lessons in the first level of the course as well. So PickinLessons.com. What we're going to do in this lesson right now, we're going to take a look at the first half of the arrangement. We need two chord shapes. We need a C and we need a G7. So first of all, let's just have a quick look at the two chords. So a C major chord. So we have our three fingers there for the C chord, and we have a G7 chord, which is very similar in shape, just a little bit of a bigger stretch. So make sure you know those two chords. There is a chart at the website with these chord shapes as well. So the C major chord and the G7 chord. Now it's really important that we know these shapes because we're holding these as we play the melody and as we play our rhythm. So the Carter style is a combination of the two. So we're going to break this down and we're going to take a look at the first 8 bars. So the first 8 bars sounds like this. So the first 8 bars of the melody there. So you'll notice that we're picking out some melody notes in the lower register of our strings and supporting that with the chord strum on the higher notes of the chord. So let's break this down. What we're going to do is we're going to approach each 2 bars as an exercise. And each 2 bars you'll find in the arrangement are going to be the same chord. So our first 2 bars are over the C shape. So what we want to do is form our C chord, and we're going to be working through our melody while we're holding the chord shape. Our fingers need to move to accommodate some of the melody notes, but we're working from this chord form. From the pickup notes, then we're moving into our chord. So we've played the 2 pickup notes, so there's our 2 pickup notes into the first 2 bars, the C shape. Let's have another play through nice and slow. Okay, so we're going to loop that 2 bar segment now. We're going to loop it twice with the pickup notes to kick us off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've just looped the first 2 bars. Both bars are over a C chord. We've used the 2 pickup notes to get us into the C chord shape to begin the tune. And so as we loop this, it's a great way of practicing and getting familiar with what we need to play. So I would recommend taking those 2 bars and looping them several times. Work on getting that C shape and the melody within that C chord. Now this is how we're going to approach each of the 8 bars here in this first half of the tune. So let's just jump forward now. We're going to jump into the G7 chord, which is the 3rd and 4th bars of the melody. So the G7 chord, keeping an eye on where our fingers are there. We actually don't need the chord to start with. We're going to start with just our first finger. First finger there on that first fret of the first string. And our melody sounds like this. So there's our 2 bars of G7. One more time. And 1. Okay, bars 3 and 4. Let's loop those 2 bars. 3, 4, and 1. Okay, again, great exercise just to loop those 2 bars, the smaller portion of the melody, and get to know where your fingers need to be. Now we can jump back. We can jump back and play that whole first line. So once you've done a bit of practice on each portion, on each chord, we can put the whole line together. So that will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So with a little bit of practice, breaking down the tune into smaller chunks, it makes it easier for you to learn, and you're learning the chord shapes and where the melody notes go, and you're reinforcing it as you practice each little segment. Bring it together, now you got your 4 bars, and hopefully the whole line there, the whole 4 bars are sounding great. Okay, so we're gonna move forward, we're gonna move through and continue this process through the next 4 bars as well. Spend more time on each of the individual segments. We're just gonna give it a go now, and you can practice it as you go along. So bars 5 and 6, we're still in the G7 shape, so our first finger is still gonna be on that first fret. That just stays there on that first string. Now, our melody for these 2 bars, taking us into the C chord. So, one more time. Let's loop that twice. 3, 4. And we're going to move on to the next bar, which is the C. Now, holding onto your melody notes while we're going is important too. So you may have noticed there are times where I'm holding my melody note, first 2 beats of that bar. Hold on to those low notes as long as you can until you need to change to another melody note. Okay, little tip. All right, let's finish this off. So we're looking at bars 7 and 8. So this is going to finish the first half of the arrangement. So bars 7 and 8 sound like this. And those last 2 notes lead us to the next part of the melody. Okay, one more time. And this portion is over the C chord. So you'll notice that I'm holding that C shape again as my foundation. It's really important. The foundation of the fingers there help us maintain our form of the chord while we're playing our melody. Okay, so let's loop those 2 bars twice. 3, 4. So a little bit of practice, practicing each of the smaller sections. Now we can put all this together. Now we might want to just work on the second line, but what we're going to do is jump right ahead to the whole first half. So the first 8 bars of the melody with the pickup notes. Now remember, you need to practice this. We're fast forwarding through this lesson pretty quickly, so spend some time on each of the individual sections, but the first half sounds like this. 1, 2. So first 8 bars of Banks of the Ohio in this Carter style arrangement. This is a nice, easy entry level version of Banks of the Ohio in the Carter style. You may have noticed we're just playing all down strokes. That's really important. Everything we're playing is on the beat. It's a quarter note. So everything we strum or pick is a down stroke movement. So that's really important. Okay, so first half of Banks of the Ohio. If you head on over to pickinlessons.com, you're going to find the tab for this arrangement. You're going to find the second half of this lesson. You'll find the first level of the beginner's crash course. If this is a little bit challenging, go through those earlier lessons. It'll help you get to this point. So the first level is structured all the way up to where we are right now. And this is the first lesson in the second level. So beyond this, we'll keep pushing the boundaries of our technique and learning new ways of playing this flat picking style of guitar. So pickinlessons.com, I'll see you there.